Hello and welcome to the Fourth and Fifth Fancast. My name is MJ. This is the first and only fancast hosted by a woman of color who is an absolute NFL fanatic, hands down. You want to try me? Do it in the comments. Anyway, thank you all for coming. As always, I appreciate each and every like, follow, subscription, and share. Please feel free to do that at fourthandfurious@gmail.com on YouTube and Spotify. Also, if you want to debate with me about this game, that I absolutely love, please feel free to reach out to me at my email. It's fourthandfierce@gmail.com. That's the number 4, THANDFIERCE. And we're talking football. Now, before I get started, I do want to apologize for last week. I missed last week. I'm battling some very serious health issues, and I had my first treatments last week, so I was a little bit out of it, and I didn't get an opportunity to record a show. That won't happen again. I'm gonna. If y'all got to see me look crazy and be tired, I'm gonna keep doing it. So I want to apologize for that. Also, I'm probably thinking I wasn't here because the Lions lost. Look, I was mad about that too, but that wasn't the main reason. And we'll get into that as well. I'm gonna talk about that too. But I want to jump into week 7 and what we saw in the games and everything that went down this week. So we're going to begin Thursday with the Steelers and Bengals. Now, you're not going to believe this. And if y'all want, I'll show you my parlay ticket. I picked the Bengals to win. And let me tell you why. The reason I picked the Bengals to win is because Flacco has a tendency to show up in big games when he needs to. And not only that, Flacco has a big arm. And he was able to get a little bit more chemistry with those wide receivers. And Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, these are top tier wide receivers. Like, these are not your average. That's probably, and this is coming from a Lions fan, because you know, I think that it's got to be J-Mo and Amon-Ra St. Brown, period. And a new guy, I think his name is Tesla or whatever, I'm not sure. I can't be biased when it comes to them. I love them. However, the Bengals have one of the best wide receiver cores in the league, period. And Joe Flacco is two things. He's accurate. He has a big arm. Same thing with Matt Stafford. Now, y'all know I don't particularly care for Matt Stafford, but he has a big arm. Him and Joe Flacco are kind of like 1A and 1B. The major difference between the two, in my opinion, is that Flacco is a little bit more accurate than Stafford. Stafford gonna throw a pick. He's just gonna. So, yeah, that's kind of how I saw that game. So I knew they were going to win. I did. I didn't think that the Steelers don't have a very good running game to speak of. They're decent. I knew that if it came down to who had the ball last, like that whole slinging thing, maybe Aaron Rodgers could pull it out. Like, I'm a Detroit fan, so I've seen him throw some Hail Marys with no time left. So I get that he can do it. I just didn't think he would. I don't think it's the same Aaron Rodgers. And I was right. They won. 33-31. I mean, I was right. What do you want me to do? I mean, I wasn't trying to, I'm not saying that I think Flacco's a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Like, I'm not a maniac. But I thought, like I said, NFL is about matchups. And I think they matched up really, really well. And I also think that, again, they're division opponents. Division opponents just know you. That's just the nature of the beast. But anyway, that's right. Next up, we have the Rams and Jacksonville. This I was not right about. I thought Jacksonville would come through with this game because I like the connection. I like the maturization and the process of Trevor Lawrence. I think he's looking a little bit better. At least I thought he was. They did not play well. They did not play well at all. 35-7 loss to the Rams. Y'all know I don't like Matt Stafford, and I said what I said, but he threw 5 TDs on that defense. They have some problems. I don't know if it's their secondary or if these wide receivers on the Rams are that good, because Colby Parkinson does not, and no shade to him. I don't think he's a bad receiver, but it's shocking that they were able to put up this many yards and this many touchdowns on this defense. You have some questions you need to answer. Like, that is wild. But anyway, Matt Stafford did play well, 21-33, 182 yards and 5 TDs. Like I said, he didn't knock the lights out. These were dink and dunk touchdowns, but they were really good. That division is loaded. Anybody can take it. There are 3 teams with 5 wins. I think Arizona's done. I do. I'm sorry. And I like Marvin Harrison Jr. and I like Kyron Williams. I like Trey McBride. I'm sorry, Kyler Murray. I like Trey McBride. I like that team. I do, but I think they're done. I just don't. It's 3 games is a lot to make up in the NFL. And I think one of these other teams is going to run away with it. And if I'm honest, I think it's going to be the Seahawks, but I'll get to that. But yeah, it looks like that the Rams look good, and they have every opportunity to take the W there, and they really could. I mean, they really could. They could take the that division easily. I think that's going to be a fun, interesting way to watch. We're halfway through the season. We're almost at week 8, so this is when it gets fun for me as a fan. This is when it gets fun. This is when you get the opportunity to see, okay, who's going to do what? Who's going to step up? Who's going to get healthy at the right time? Who's going to really pull away with it? And that 3-man race in the NFC West looks very interesting. Next, we have Eagles and Vikings. Now, I picked the Eagles simply because I never want a team in my division to win. You all know this. If you've ever seen the show before, you know that I never want a division team opponent to win. I'm sorry, I gotta have a little bit of my coffee. And it's cute. But anyway. Eagles looked good. Jalen Hurts, 3 TDs, 19 and 23. I mean, it was accurate. I mean, they looked like the Eagles. They looked like the Eagles of old. It looked pretty good in this game. Saquon, I don't know what's going on with Saquon. I don't know if teams have figured him out, or if he's lost the stuff. I don't know. And I watched all the games. I just don't know what it is. He had 18 carries for 44 yards. That is, either that's a testament to how the defense plays for Minnesota, or they need to start, they need to figure something out there. And I honestly think they should try a 2-man running back system if you're going to run the ball, because I think that works much better. It works with the Lions. Devontae Smith had a touchdown, 183 yards. He was cooking. And that's not to say that no one else is. They just had a good game. They played really well. Jordan Mason, I call them the Jordans. Jordan Mason and Jordan Addison both had excellent games for Minnesota. But the fact that JJ can't stay healthy, and I say JJ a lot, and I know sometimes I'm talking about Justin Jefferson, and sometimes I'm talking about JJ McCarthy. In this instance, I'm talking about, there's a lot of J's in Minnesota. I'm talking about the quarterback, JJ McCarthy, Michigan man. He can't seem to stay healthy. And I think that makes me a little sad, because I really would like to see what he can do with 16 or 17 games, full season under his belt, because I think they could be a very good force to reckon with if that's the case. But seriously, I mean, this is a good game. Jalen Hurts ruined my day, though. I'm not going to lie. He messed up my parlay ticket when I was scoring a touchdown. I just knew we were going to have a tush push at the goal line, but we didn't. But anyway, Eagles are starting to look like the Eagles are 5-2. NFC is still wide open. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in the NFC. So we'll see how that goes. But in any event, I think Minnesota has a few more problems I think they have more problems than they have solutions, because they have all of the things to be better. It's just they can't stay healthy. And I know how that feels, because I'm a Lions fan. Come on. But Carson didn't have a bad day. He threw those 2 INTs, which was, again, there's a difference in the game. They only lost by 6. So, good luck to all the teams involved. Next up, we have Patriots and Titans. Pick the Patriots. I like the Patriots. I do. They look good. They look like they're coming into their own. Drake May looks like he's coming to his own. This team is getting hot when they need to. They are leading this division. Who saw that coming? I am not going to lie. I did not. I just knew it was Buffalo's division to run with, and Buffalo does not look good right now. Buffalo looks a little shaky. Like, what's going on in upstate New York? But New England looks good. Now, they beat Tennessee, as they should have. It's a rookie QB. It's going to take him some time to get himself together. But I don't think the rookie had a bad game. He threw the ball way too much, in my opinion, for a rookie. I mean, 34 attempts is a lot. I really think it should have been a little bit less. Again, I'm not a GM or a coach. I'm a fan. This is just me talking. Um, but I think that if he had a better running attack, things would have been a little bit different. Um, I don't think they'd have won, but they wouldn't have been the blowout that it was, 31-13. Drake May had a good day, 21 of 23. 21 of 23 is crazy for 222 yards and 2 TDs. You got to ask yourself, is he that good, or is the Tennessee defense need a little bill on the back end? Ramondre Stevens had 18 carries, 88 yards, 1 TD. I mean, it was a good game. Stephon Diggs cooking. He had a good day, 7 receptions, 69 yards. It was a good game. I think Cam's going to be okay. I think Tennessee has they have a good structure, and they're going to get him the things he needs to be successful. So I'm not really worried about him. I think he'll be okay. Who I am worried about is Justin Fields. Now listen, really I'm worried about I remember when not Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, because I don't know if they're going to keep Aaron Glenn. They have not won a game. They're the only winless team left. Tyrod Taylor didn't play too bad, but the fact that Justin Jefferson is injured again and he's not playing again is an issue. They lost to a beatable Carolina. They should have beat Carolina. They have a much better defense. They just didn't get any help on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, this is, like I said, football is the ultimate team sport, has always been, in my opinion. It is the one sport where you cannot do it alone. You just can't. In basketball, somebody can just get hot and they just get the ball and keep it and keep shooting. You can't do that here. The only person that touches the ball on there's no one. And that's crazy. There's no one on a field, on the team, that touches the ball on every play. It's not possible because you're not on offense at all times. So you really have to have the pieces around you to be successful. And I think that is going to be a problem for the Jets. And I don't know why, because I don't think they have a bad team. They have good wide receivers. They have Breece Hall, who was, Tyler is a great wide receiver. A great running back. He had some good games here. But I guess it was just too much. It was too much Xavier Leggett. I love him. My family's from South Carolina. I love hearing him talk. I know some people think it's crazy. I love it because I understand everything he's saying. Because every time I call and talk to my cousins in South Carolina, that's what I hear. I know everything he's saying. 9 receptions, 92 yards, 1 TD. He looked really good. Bryce Young looked better. I really want Bryce to do well. I know I said here before that it was time for him to, be somewhere else and to, get his opportunity. And I kind of still stand by that. I don't know what it is. He's missing. I don't know if it's the offensive line they need to build up. I'm not altogether sure. I just feel so bad for the young man because I think he's a very good QB. I think he has the potential to be one of those like Kyler Murray types or Russell Wilson type. Like he's got legs. He's shorter than your average QB, but he can move and he's smart. I think it's the offensive line, but again, I'm a fan. So anyway, kudos to the Panthers for winning, and congratulations to Bryce Young and Xavier Leggett. Next up, we have Miami and Cleveland. This game was hilarious. To me, it was funny. Now listen, again, I'm different. Cleveland beat the brakes off them. It was 31-6. And it could have been 51-6. It was pretty bad. Tua did not look good. He looked abysmal. He looked really bad. 12 of 23. Barely 50%. 100 yards and 3 INTs. Like, what was going on? Dylan Gabriel looked okay. He didn't throw one. They had 31 points. He didn't throw one touchdown. Not one, because he didn't have to, because that defense was all over the place. That defense did everything they were supposed to do. Not to mention, when you have a running back that can wear a team down and get you cooking. Because what's his name? Quishon Judkins? I think it's Judkins. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. My apologies. 25 carries, 84 yards, and 3 TDs. Cooked. I'm like, what? It was just funny. And the reason it was funny is because nobody picked the Cleveland Browns except me. I didn't think Miami could get it done. And the reason I didn't is because Miami is struggling with their identity. They don't really know who they are. I don't know what's going on with Tua. Are they a running team? Are they a passing team? I just really don't know. I think they're struggling in that division they're in. You have to have an identity. You have to know who and what you are if you want to win. And I don't know if they are able to do that. I feel bad because I do like Tua, but man, Cleveland cooked. That defense is stellar. It really is. It always has been. If they can get some help on the offensive side of the ball, like they have Jerry Jeudy. I mean, they have weapons. You can see this running back he cooked. So if they can get it together, I think they'll be okay. I think Cleveland will get it. Will be all right. Bears and Saints. Okay, so here we go. Again, this is not news to anybody. I never want anybody in our division to win. Bears won. So they beat the Saints 26-14. Spencer Rattler threw 3 INTs, 3 of them boys. It was, I don't know. It was bad. It was bad. I mean, I don't know. The Bears defense this is not the 85 Bears. The Bears defense is not like they used to be. They're not a bad defense. I'm going to say they're middle of the road. But again, I'm a fan. You don't have to like what I'm saying, but again, I'm just a fan. They're a middle of the road defense, and they really got at them. I don't know. Like I said, this secondary, are they really that good? I mean, didn't we beat them? I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. But Swift, former Lion. Former Lions do great everywhere, but I'm going to tap out of that. 19 carries, 124 yards, and a TD. DJ Moore had a good game, 3 receptions for 43 yards. Caleb did okay. Caleb looks better under Ben. I hate Ben Johnson. Y'all know this. This is not news. I'm not like, oh my God, don't clutch your pearls. I hate Ben Johnson because of the fact that you went right down the street, and then the way that you called that last game that you coached for I'm not going to do it because like I said, I'm battling some health issues. I'm not going to make myself upset. But anyway, Caleb Williams looked good. I want him to do well. He's doing pretty good. Spencer Rattler, I mean, he threw 2 TDs, 3 INTs. So, I just feel bad. I don't know. I don't know what the Saints are doing. They're 1-6. I really don't know what the plan is. I don't know. Are they going to stick with Spencer Rattler? Are they holding on hope to draft a quarterback in the 2026, or I guess it'll be the 2025 draft? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. They look a little all over the place, and they have some really good pieces. I mean, they have Alvin Kamara, who's running backs. Running backs don't have a long time. They're kind of like, my man Warren Sapp used to say there was a dime a dozen, 2 nickels every time. I don't think that, but I think that they have a window. And if they don't really get it in that window, then they end up moving around the league and becoming third down guys and, special situation guys. So I think they're gonna end up losing out on Alvin Kamara, who I think is a great talent. Next up is the Chiefs and Raiders. Now, okay. So last week the Chiefs beat the Lions, and I was mad. Yeah, I was mad. We lost. I'm not gonna blame the refs. You're never gonna catch me doing that. You're just not. I've always had the exact same stance all of my life in regards to this. If you get to a point where the referees are deciding the game, that's on you. I'm sorry. If you can play better, the refs can't make I don't want to say play better, but it should never come down to the refs being the ones who decide who wins and loses. It just shouldn't. And the way that they were calling this game was crazy because I watched it, and it's like they just chose not to see all these illegal blocks in the back from from the Chiefs. They chose not to see all the things the Chiefs were doing. And I get it. Pat Mahomes is the face of the league, 3-time Super Bowl champion. He's, they like Pat, and there's nothing wrong. I get it. And they want to protect the quarterbacks, and they want the teams that they want to win. This is why people think that the league is rigged. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into that because this is not that kind of show. I just basically talk about the games, what I saw, what I liked, and all those things. But when it comes right down to it, you can't allow the refs to be the deciding factor. But also, somebody needs to take a look at some of these refs, because it's the fact that it's so blatant, and that there's a million think pieces about that game, and there are a million people breaking little things down. Now, they're going to miss calls in every game. It's just the nature of the beast, and that's in every sport, and I get that. But this blatant, the blatantness of this with the Chiefs it's remarkable. It wasn't this blatant with the New England Patriots, and Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowls. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to jump too deep into that because, like I said, I'm battling health issues. I am not about to get myself upset. But they did beat the Raiders 31-0, and I mean beat them. Patrick Mahomes threw a Magic Johnson-esque no-look pass to Rashee Rice, who is back. I love Rashee Rice. I don't really rock with the Chiefs, but I love Rashee Rice. And he was back, and it could tell. He had 2 touchdowns. Pat looked good, but the Raiders don't. The Raiders haven't looked good in a long time. I don't know what Geno has 67 yards. Now, that would have been a good thing to put on your parlay ticket. For quarterbacks, though, under 100 yards, like under 70 yards. Oh, you could have won with that. Geno was 10 of 16 for 67. It was crazy. Pat cooked. Of course, he did. 26 of 35, 287, 86. I don't know. My notes are off today. 3 TDs. He did okay. Ashton Genty didn't do anything that I thought. And I really think he could have ran a bit better over this defense. I don't know what the plan was for the Raiders, but Genty is a great running back. So I don't know why he wasn't. I don't know. 6 touches is crazy for a running back. I don't know what they were doing. I really don't. He should have got the ball more, because nothing wears the defense down more than a running game, and Genty is good. Pacheco had 15 carries for 57 yards. Like I said, they just beat the bejesus out of them. It was really sad. It was sad. I felt bad. Not for Pete Carroll, but just for... I love the Raiders. Y'all know that. I loved Al Davis. I like the Oakland Raiders. They were my favorite Raiders, because I love me some Al Davis. Al Davis was that guy. He's who Jerry Jones wishes he was, but he's not. Next up, we have Colts and the Chargers. Okay. I know I still call them the Las Vegas. I still call them the San Diego Chargers because I'm old and crazy. But in any event, Indy beat them 38-24. Indy looks good. And here's the thing. If you want to argue with me, please do. I'm okay with that. I'm not if you want to argue with me about this, I'm okay with that. You're not just going to sit and argue with me about foolishness. But I would love to debate and talk about the games. But I stand by my statement. I still don't think Daniel Jones is the guy. He's not. That doesn't mean he can't win. He's just not the guy. He just isn't. And when I say he's not the guy, he's not the athletic quarterback. He's not the quarterback he's not the Pat Mahomes or the Josh Allens or Lamar Jacksons or Jared Goffs of the world. But that doesn't mean he can't win, because he can. If you put this is chess. NFL is chess. If you have the right pieces around you, you will do well. And he has them. I don't know. That defense probably needs a little bit more work. They're just basically outscoring everybody, which is cool. If you could sustain that, that'll be great. But he was 23 of 34, 288 yards, 2 TDs. Jonathan Taylor had 3 TDs. He cooks. He's a great running back. But here's my problem. They look good. And I'm not taking anything away from that at all. And I'm not gonna. But when it comes right down to it, at some point, you're going to need Daniel Jones to win you a game. We're getting to that stretch where and they have a winnable schedule. Like I said, look at their schedule, whatever. But you're going to need him to be the guy. And I don't think he can do it. I could be wrong, but this is what I think. I don't think he could do it. I think at some point they're going to ask some more of him than he's able to do, and that's really sad. But I believe that's where we are, because you're going to run up against a Chiefs or a Bills, and or even Baltimore. If they get, they can make it. If they get into the playoffs and it gets to one of these teams, you're gonna have to be different. You're gonna have to and the ball is in his hands to win. I don't know if he can do that. But again, like I said, there are quarterbacks who have Super Bowl rings who are not that. Brad Johnson has a Super Bowl ring. Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl ring. These aren't bad QBs. Like I said, they're 1 of 32. They're definitely special. But like I said, this is an ultimate team sport. You need the rest around you. Up next, we have Denver and New York. This game was entertaining. If you did not watch it, if you didn't watch this game, go back and find out if there's somewhere you can watch it. This game was so good. I mean, New York was beating them the entire game. They beat them. They were beating them until the fourth quarter. Listen to me. They were beating them. Denver had 0 in the fourth quarter. And then they came back and won the game. 33-32. It was, I don't know, was it a prevent defense? Like, what happened? They let Bo Nixon come through. Do you hear me? That game was entertaining. Because if you are a New York fan, you just like, we're done here. We cooking these fools. They have no points. It's the fourth quarter. And then boom, 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 boom. It was crazy. This game was excellent. I won a last second field goal, but this game was great. Watch it. Jackson Dart didn't have a bad day. Bo Nix just had a better fourth quarter. And these things happen. These things happen. They do. And this was really good. Do you hear me? I mean, this game was excellent. Go back and watch it. Scadaboo had a decent game. Bo Nix was cooking. That fourth quarter was crazy. And the thing about it is, you can't really pick anything one particular that Denver did well. They just came out and won. And that's what good teams do. They win when they're supposed to. But that was crazy. That was an excellent game. If you didn't get a chance to watch it. Packers and Cardinals again. Everybody in our division won. Well, except Minnesota. I don't love that. I didn't want the Packers to win. I was rooting for the Cardinals. No Kyler Murray, Jacoby Brissett didn't have a bad day. No, he didn't throw any INTs. The Packers was just a little bit better. Now, the new narrative regarding the Packers is that they are pretenders. I don't think that's the case. I don't think they're pretenders by any stretch of the imagination. I think it may come down to this division is going to be between the Packers and the Lions. Period. And you listen, if you want to argue, turn up. I ain't got nothing to do. Well, I got to work. But that's not the point. The point is, I don't really think that this is a 2-man race. I don't think the Packers can take us. I just don't. I don't. I think I don't think that first game was a fluke, as I said. We were not, it was pretty much, we were still in preseason mode, at least in my opinion. So we kind of just got hot when we were supposed to get hot. So yeah, I don't know. I think at some point they're gonna ask this team to be something that they can't. I don't know. It didn't look good that they let Arizona hang around this long. And the same thing with Cincinnati. It's like, you guys let them hang around a little bit too long. So there's a couple things they need to shore up around that defense. But I think Arizona's, it's just, I don't know. Something's going on over there. They just can't seem to get it. And they have it. Like I said, I like this team. But this division is just too much. It's way too much. Packers and Cowboys and Commanders. That was a good game. But again, division games you try to stay away from because you just never know what could happen. Packers and Commanders. Commanders and Cowboys. The boys won 44-22. Looked really good. And they're going to get CD back. They looked good. The boys look good. But they're going to have to, they got to get some with the defense. Had they kept Micah, I think they would be right where they want to be. I swear, if they were able to have kept Micah Parsons, they would have they would have been exactly where they wanted to be because Micah would have made a major difference. They are cooking on offense, just cooking, but they let other teams score. Like, Dak looked good. Like, I mean, he had a good day. He had 3 TDs, almost 300 yards. Javonte Williams looked like everybody. CD. I love me some CD, honey. I really do. CD, 5 receptions, 110 yards, and TD cooked. Like I said, they had a great game. You're not going to win very many games as the Commanders when your leading rusher is your quarterback. You're not. That's too much to ask of Jaden Daniels. I mean, he had 8 carries for 35 yards and a TD, plus he threw for another 156. That's a lot. They need a little bit more balance. But like I said, division games are really funny. They're real fun to watch. They're very, very interesting. They're a little different than other games because you just, like I said, the teams know each other very, very well. So you don't exactly know, you don't really know what you're going to get. Because they play you all the time. Up next, we have Mac versus Mike. We have Atlanta Falcons versus the San Francisco 49ers, and the Niners came with a W, 20-10. Not a bad game. Mac Jones is really stepping in. He's keeping them, like I said, they're 5-2. He's keeping them right where they need to be. And they're missing a lot of people. They're missing Fred Warner. They're missing, I think Bosa's out too. They're missing quite a few people, and they're still managing. This is why I don't think they're going to win this division, because they're just plagued by injuries the same way we were last year in Detroit. So it's at some point that's going to catch up with you, like it did with us. And like I said, they had a good game. McCaffrey was just cooking. He was getting receptions, running TD. He was just doing everything. It was really good. Bijan just didn't get off in this game. I don't know if it was that defense or what it was, but he just didn't really get off the way that he could. He only had like about 40 yards. I think he was under 50. And I don't think anybody saw that coming, especially with all of the defensive injuries that are plaguing the 49ers. But kudos to them. Like I said, that division is stacked. So I am very interested to see who comes out of there, because they're going to have 2 teams in the playoffs. All right, y'all. Up next. Now, so today we get Sunday games because I'm recording this on Monday morning before I go to work. So it's like 6 in the morning. Because I have a job, y'all. I got to go to work. But I wanted to get up and do this because I didn't want to miss another week. So we have Detroit and Tampa, 24-9. Listen, I don't think we talk about Jared Goff enough. I really don't. All you ever hear is Pat Mahomes and all these rookies in air, but y'all act like Jared is Jared the Galleria of Jewelry. This is Jared Goff. Do you hear me? He is one of the most accurate passers I have ever seen. Period. He was 20 of 29, 241 yards, 1 TD, 1 INT. That INT, I feel like it was garbage time because it was right before halftime. He looked good. Like, y'all need to stop. Just stop. He needs to be in those MVP conversations. He needs to be in those elite quarterback, top 5 QB in the league conversations, because he needs to be. What he's done with this team that I've been watching for almost 50 years is remarkable. It's remarkable. And I get tired of having to explain to people just what Jared Goff is. Because when we traded Matt Stafford for Jared Goff, and everybody was like, oh no, I said, are y'all kidding? This man went to the Super Bowl. He was the number 1 draft pick. He's very accurate. He just had a coach that didn't believe in him. You know what I mean? He wasn't his guy, so he didn't want him. And that's really messed up. But we do. I want to keep him. He cooked. Like I said, I don't think we've ever had a better. If you want to argue, cool. I'm fine with that, because you can keep Stafford. I don't think we've ever had a better leader, better quarterback than this guy, Jared Goff. I said what I said. I'm done here. Jahmyr Gibbs Tampa is no slouch. Like, this is a powerhouse team. Tampa was 5-1. They came into our house and Jahmyr Gibbs went off. Jahmyr Gibbs went off. He went off. He had like 218 scrimmage yards. He ran for 136 yards, had 2 TDs. Like, he was cooking. I don't even got to say nothing about St. Brown. Amon-Ra does his thing. Do you hear? He don't. Listen, if the ball's coming his way, 9 times out of 10, it's in his hands. And his yak, The only person that I think has like who he reminds me of, he's just not as big, is Andre Reed. His yak. Amon-Ra St. Brown has crazy yards after catch, like crazy, and he reminds me of Andre Reed in that respect. I'm an old girl, so Andre Reed used to play for the Buffalo Bills, for those of you who didn't know, back when they went to 4 Super Bowls, and he was like top tier wide receivers. Like people talk Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin was that guy, but so was Andre Reed. And Andre Reed had crazy yak, and this is kind of how Amon-Ra reminds me. We did very good. Now, the thing about this game that hurt me a little bit was that Mike Evans went out. I like Mike Evans. He hit his head on the turf. I mean, he looked like he was just laid out, and I was about to cry. I know, right? I don't even be crying. I was sad, but I'm praying that he's okay, because that's really messed up. You don't want people to get hurt. You don't. At least me, But Baker looked very uncomfortable, and he had to throw the ball 50 times. He did not look comfortable. The second play from scrimmage was crazy. Go back and look at it. Our entire defensive line pushed his offense back like 5 or maybe 10 yards. And that's when I knew. That was the second play from scrimmage. And that's when I knew. I said, yeah, they're not going to beat us. Because they're afraid. And they're afraid of this defense. And don't get me wrong, Tampa has a defense. Vita Vea is a big dude. And that he's going to draw 2 or 3 people. And that's why a couple people did come at Jared, untouched, because Vita's gonna automatically draw extra people. So that's just the way that it is. But I'm still on the same thing with the Detroit Lions. I feel like we're better than most teams. I thought we were better last week against the Chiefs. We were supposed to beat the Chiefs. We didn't, and it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not gonna get too deep into that. We lost. That's gonna happen. I didn't think we were gonna be like undefeated or 16-1 this year. I gave us I really said realistically that we would be like 14-3. I said 14-3 or 13-4. I think we're going to have a different path, but I still think when the time comes, if we're healthy, y'all better sit down. Just sit down. Because we don't have, and this game we won with people that I had to Google in the secondary. I didn't even know them. There was no Joseph. Branch got suspended, but I stand with Branch. You want to fight me, do it. I don't think he was wrong. I don't. But I know the league has to do what they got to do, so it is what it is. But we didn't have Joseph. We didn't have Branch. We didn't have Arm. Like, our top 2 safeties and our top 2 DBs were gone. We had no secondary, and we plugged these guys in. Kudos to our new offensive coordinator, because he plugged those guys in and they went to work. What's his name? Yasin and Mollett. They were working. I don't even know them. I had to Google them, and they were cooking. That's what I'm talking about. That is my team. That is what we do. Like I said, I don't think nobody's gonna beat us. I said what I said. I think our path is gonna be different, but I think we're still I still think we're the team to beat in the NFC. Period. Next up, we have Houston and Seattle. I think Seattle is going to win this division. And let me tell you why. Not because they beat Houston, because I don't know like I said, Houston is falling apart. I don't know what's going on. CJ looked like he was about to burst into tears on the sideline. Like, they do not have a running game to speak of. And that you can't win that way. They're going to have to pick up they're going to have to do something. Because CJ was running around with the ball. Like, I'm sad for them. But I think the reason I think Seattle's going to win this division is because Seattle already had everything in place to be successful. They did. Again, I don't think Sam Darnold's the guy. I don't. But that doesn't mean he can't win. He can. My only fear is the same thing I have with Daniel Jones. It's if it comes down to you're meeting up with one of these teams in the NFC that are just ridiculous powerhouses, because we have them. Can you beat Jalen Hurts and that Philadelphia defense? Can you do that? Can you beat the Lions? I mean, can you? Can you beat LA? Because they can score. Can you beat the Rams? Like, these are, I think when it comes down to it, it's just too much. Could he win? Yes. It's any given Sunday. I just don't think they will. But I think they'll win this division. I think they'll host a playoff game, because I think they'll win the division, because Stafford is going to Stafford. He going to throw a pick. Look, he's just going to do what he does. And I don't know what the 49ers defense is going to do, especially now that they're missing so many pieces on it. So they have a unique opportunity to really win here. And Darnold plays well enough to keep them in games and winning. Like I said, he was 213 yards, 1 TD, 1 INT. He did okay. They're going to win this division. I mean, I really think they are. I don't see anybody beating them. If anyone, it'll probably be San Francisco, but I doubt it. All right, guys, this has been a long one. Let me jump into next week's games because I have to go to work. But I gotta take my gym clothes off. I look like a corporate baddie in a minute. Okay. So we got Vikings and Chargers. Give me the Chargers. Dolphins and Falcons. I'll take the Falcons. Bears and Ravens. I think you know what? I'm gonna take the Ravens. Jets and Bengals. I don't really want to pick this because I don't know. I don't know who the quarterbacks are going to be. Give me the Jets. Bills and Panthers. I'm going to take the Bills. Niners and Texans. I'm going to give me the Niners. Browns and Patriots. Give me the Patriots. Eagles, Giants. Give me the Eagles. Bucks and Saints. I'm going to take the Bucks. Titans and Colts. I'm going to take the Colts. Boys and Broncos. Give me the Boys. Packers, Steelers. Give me the Steel Curtain. Chiefs and Commanders. I'm going to take Commanders. Yeah. I'm that girl. Anyway, this has been the Fourth and Fierce podcast. Thank you all for taking the opportunity and time to listen, like, share, subscribe, follow. I really appreciate each and every interaction with me and with this podcast. You all are fantastic. As always, if you want to argue, you can do it in the chat, or you can also do it on my email at fourthandfierce@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share. It costs this much dollars. It costs nothing. And you're supporting a minority-owned business. Thought that was funny. Anyway, guys, have a great day. And go Lions.